I believe that edge rusher, pass rusher, is the most important defensive position the Patriots need to address. And the draft this year kind of feels like it's 2011 all over again. Patriots really did kind of address this need in the last few years, but now they're pretty light at that position. They only have Trey Flowers, Geno Grissom, and Rob Ninkovich on their roster. I guess you could throw Shea McClellan into that mix as well. But that's definitely the position that I think that, whether it's a first-round need, second-round need, it needs to be addressed early in the draft this year.
Absolutely. I mean, that's really what people talked about all season. I think that was the biggest complaint about this defense was that it was not getting to the quarterback enough. And I think that was a little bit overblown a tad, but if you look, you have Trey Flowers who had 7 sacks, but other than that, he was really the only player who could generate consistent pressure on the quarterback this season. And now they're going to have a lot of turnover at that position no matter what. And Chris Long already announced that he will not return next season. He wants to seek a bigger role elsewhere. Jabal Sheard's another free agent. Who knows if he'll be back next year. And this class should have some very, very talented edge rushers, pass rushers. So it should be pretty exciting to see both at the combine and later at the draft.
Yeah, definitely. And I do not expect Sheard to be back. I think that that's kind of the well-held belief at this point, especially given the fact that he was benched for a little bit there. He didn't turn into that starting pass rusher that the Patriots wanted him to be.
Half of the year, yeah.
Exactly. So I think that it will probably be Trey Flowers and Rob Ninkovich as the starters again next year, but they need those depth pieces. And as you said, there are some good names out there. Charles Harris, Alabama's Tim Williams, Auburn's Carl Lawson, UCLA's Takaris McKinley, Alabama's Ryan Anderson, Wisconsin's TJ Watt. I think that the guy that they're looking for in the draft this year, or the guy that they should be looking for, is that guy who can play on the edge but also kind of drop back into coverage, because they already have Trey Flowers who can be that edge guy and also kick inside on those sub packages to rush from the inside. So they need the other type of versatile guy who can drop back into coverage a little bit more. And those names I mentioned are probably those types of players. In college, a lot of guys aren't asked to do both rushing the passer and dropping back into coverage. But Patriots aren't going to be asking this guy to drop back into coverage 30 or 40 times a game. It's probably going to be 5 or 10 times a game. They just need him to possess that ability.
Yeah, it's more about having the ability to do so rather than having that be your primary focus. But I mean, we all know how much Bill Belichick values versatility in all of his players, especially on defense.
Absolutely. And I guess one interesting name out there, one that I mentioned, is TJ Watt. I actually watched him a little bit. He plays a little funny out there. He almost plays like J.J. Watt, but he's 50 pounds lighter, so it's kind of odd to see. He was very productive with Wisconsin last year, but he's a pretty highly regarded prospect, first or second round. I'm not sure if it'll actually wind up going that way, and if it is, maybe it's just because he's J.J. Watt's brother. Brother has another initial name, so it's you basically feel like you're getting J.J. Watt at a lower weight.